Atiku saved Obasanjo from being worse than Buhari. Welcome to the news and please subscribe to our channel. To get notified when we post our juicy news updates, please click on the notification bell. The best period in Nigeria's recent economic history is 1999 to 2007. During this period, Obasanjo was president and Atiku was vice president. Obasanjo has been touted as one of the best presidents when compared to his successors, but was Obasanjo really that good? When one takes a look at all the sectors of the economy, sectors of Nigeria under the Obasanjo era, it was the economy that made progress. Every other aspect was retrogressing. Why did the Obasanjo administration perform better than his successors in all economic indices? The answer is Atiku. Atiku Abubakar was the brain behind the success of Obasanjo's administration between 1999 to 2007. The only area the Obasanjo administration did well was in the economy, and that was because Atiku Abubakar was in charge of the management of the economy under Obasanjo. Obasanjo failed in other areas where Atiku was not in charge. He bastardized the legal system, oversaw terrible assault on our political system through a video error style witch hunt of political enemies and opponents, and committed several massacres as the commander-in-chief. In 2007, he left a legacy of conducting the worst election in the country's history. The only bright spark about Obasanjo administration was administration from 1999 to 2007 was the economy. That was because Atiku was in charge of that aspect. In every other aspect, Obasanjo is nothing to write home about. Our elders in their ancient wisdom gave us a proverb that says, "A masquerade who knows how to dance must know when to leave the stage, otherwise he will end in disgrace." There are certain persons whom the elders have in mind when they drop these words of wisdom, and as we are seeing currently, former President Olusegun Obasanjo fit into that description. Obasanjo is a masquerade that knows how to dance because he is arguably the most successful Nigerian politician in the country's history who has had two opportunities to lead the country as a military head of state and as a democratically elected president. His contributions to Nigerian history are indelible. It was under his command that the war for Nigeria's unity and survival was won. He has the record of being the first military leader to hand over to a civilian administration in West Africa, and he is the first civilian leader to hand over to another civilian. He is that masquerade that knows how to dance and not to be celebrated, except that he has refused to leave the stage, paving way for his disgrace. Since 2007, when Obasanjo left office, he has refused to come to terms that Nigeria is bigger than him and his ego. In 2007, he broke every law known in civil politics to enforce a sick man over the biggest black nation on earth. That single action of Obasanjo plunged the country into a constitutional crisis. Even when he saw that he could not control President Yaradua, he resorted to his usual blackmail. He did the same thing to Jonathan and fell off. In 2015 again, he refused to leave the stage and play the role in bringing Buhari in. Like his usual self, he sought to control the new government and fell off. Since 2007, Obasanjo has been meddling with partisan politics because of his egomaniacal desire to install a president that will either do his bidding or not exceed his own records. He wants to be at the center of the stage, not knowing that his time has passed and his dance steps are no longer attractive to spectators. His recent outburst where he endorsed Obi, the least qualified candidate of the three major candidates, is another demonstration of that proverb. Obi is a lightweight, the boy whom Baba Obasanjo deemed fit enough to be controlled and made to do his biddings. Obasanjo does not have as working relationship with Tinubu, who opposed his tyranny when he was president. He can never forgive Atiku for fighting for democracy by helping to frustrate his third-term ambition, hence his choice of Obi. In 1999, when the country was about falling apart, the white men thought among themselves of one who can save the country, and that one must be someone who is experienced and not a trial and error leader. That is why Obasanjo, came into the picture. In 2023, we are at the same crossroads as we are in 1999, and instead of wishing Nigeria well by clamoring for a leader with experience, Obasanjo, in his usual selfish gimmicks, is pushing the least qualified and least experienced candidate for the job. This is the final straw that will break the camel back. After 2023 elections, he will be disgraced again since he has refused to leave the stage. Further, President Obasanjo should take into self-advisory that it's best to leave the stage while the occasion is loudest, or in this case it may begin to appear that he is seeking a backdoor channel to a third term through which he described as his protege, whose ear he could pull back himself should he fall out of line. Finally, what were Obasanjo's achievements between 1976 and 1979 when he was the first head of state? So when you look at these things, you agree that without Atiku, Obasanjo is worse than Buhari. Wow. So, all of a sudden, okay, all of a sudden now, Atiku is now, or I don't know people who wrote this thing, but my mind is telling me he's actually from PDP. But no problems. No problems. Like I said, OBJ, like I'll always say, OBJ is not seeking for re-election. He's not contesting any office. He has absolutely nothing to lose. Had it been, he was coming out for any position, or he was still in office, Haba. With all these things, there is enough evidence. EFCC will swing into action. Agencies, respective agencies will swing into action. But alas, he's not contesting for any office. There is nothing to be done, except they want to tell me that they'll probe him now, which I don't think is going to be possible. Okay, you're 100% right. OBJ that had 20,000 when he left prison is now worth over $20 billion. No, OBJ is good according to IPOP and Biafra. He was not the best. But if you compare and contrast his government between now and then, you will see that he was better. Do you understand? If you want to compare and contrast that time and now, his administration was better. Okay, this article is well treated, the truth and nothing but the truth. You mean Buhari government is the worst government ever, but PPL is clapping for APC again? What is confused people in Nigeria self? Like I said, if you want to compare and contrast, OBJ's administration was better. For those who said OBJ did not do better, there are things that OBJ did was not monetary. He brought a lot of things. This NYSC, to the way children they go, our children they go, then they go there. Now he bring out a lot of things. The GSM, whatever, he tried, but the thing is, his best was not good enough. His best was also not good enough. But you cannot even use his own best to compare Buhari's best. Never. You cannot compare and contrast. You cannot even do that. Because his own best is far better than Buhari's best. Okay, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for turning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.